I am 30 years old and I have ruined my life. Before Lagos, before the addictions, before everything fell apart, there was this little boy who wanted his mother to be okay, and that boy was me. There was something that happened to me. I've never told anyone until today. This is episode 2 of my story. You see, before my birth, there were a lot of stories. Things happened. Controversies surrounding my birth. It was 1995 in Kano. My mother was struggling then. She couldn't afford to pay her rent because the company she was working for at that time was out of contracts and were not able to pay their staffs. So she decided to go stay with her elder sister at about 20 Boma Road in Kano. There, everything became worse. She would cry and ask God, why has He forsaken her? Why has these things happened to her? No day that passes by that she wouldn't cry. One morning, this guy who was attracted by her beauty, even when he knows he was younger than she was then. At that time, my mom was 42 years old, single, no husband, no children, just her and a miserable life. This guy walked to her and asked her this question: why each time I see you, you're always putting on a frown face? You are never happy. And my mom explained everything to him. The insults, the torments, and how desperately she wanted to leave this house. The guy replied her and said, no worries, that I will get a job for you, and by God's grace also look for somewhere you would stay. At first, the guy even suggested my mom can't live with him, but my mom turned it down, that she can't, that it will bring more talks. My mom discovered she was pregnant. In that moment, her world changed, became more harder than it was before. She went with this guy and told him that she was pregnant. The guy was shocked and told her to go abort that child, that he is not ready to father a baby, not yet, and even told her to go get Abort, of which he gave her money to terminate the pregnancy. She refused, and my mom didn't tell anyone about it, because at some point her stomach was coming out. Her elder sister found out and questioned her. She confessed everything. At that time, she was attending this white garment church, Sabbath to be precise. No insults she didn't get, even from the church. To the point the church wrote a letter to her that she has done the worst, that she has committed an abomination. Rejection from her family. Witch, prostitute. No name they didn't call this woman. Nothing she was not called. And this woman will cry and say, God, what kind of shame have I brought upon myself? Even my cousin that I'm living with presently wrote a letter concerning the pregnancy, and he was shocked when he heard it. But my mom's elder sister refused to listen to what people were telling her to do, because they asked her to chase my mom away from the house that she was caused. But she refused. Instead, she took care of my mom. January 8th, 1996, my mom gave birth in the living room. At that moment, I was marked for destruction. At that moment, the saying, the day a man dies is better than the day he was born. At that moment, I wore misery upon me like clothes. I could remember how my miserable life began. We lived in number 6 Gold Coast Roads in Kano. The compound next to us is number 7 Gold Coast Road. There were a lot of children there. I usually go there to play with those children whenever I'm bored, because I had no brothers. Each time I picked fights with those children or we had an issue, they would join hands and push me out of the compound. And I would beg, please, I'm sorry, I won't fight you anymore. Let me play with you. Most times they accept, most times they won't. And one day I ran to my mother and cried, why don't I have brothers to play with? That whenever I get or pick up a fight, chase me out of the compound. And my mom replied and told me, don't worry, I will give you brothers. I nodded. I wiped my tears. And one morning I woke up. I found this bros in our house. He was sleeping on the floor while I and my mom were sleeping on the bed. I was scared. Mom, who is this bros? I asked her. She said he was my elder brother. I was shocked, but I thought I don't have brother. She said I have. That he is our first child. That same day in the night, I was sleeping. I heard some noise. Joshua, come back here. But that was his name. He refused. He just packed his things and left. That was the last time I saw the only brother I thought I had. Next, the following year, a call came into our phone that our son Joshua had passed away. How did I know? She was crying, and I asked, Mommy, why are you crying? She said, that's your brother that came some months ago, had an accident and died. As a kid, I just wept. What do I know then? That was when I also discovered she also had 3 other kids that died before she got me. Joshua was the first child. The second, third, and fourth all died when they were still little. That was why the name which those names came. That the church she attended was the reason why all her children died. This was just the beginning of my misery. This was the beginning of my downfall. I'm just getting started.